Hello. My name is Sydney. I'm a spiritual mentor. I am back for another live. It is day 3. And I'm really excited, if you can't tell, for today's topic, which is all about signs, messages, synchronicities, and more importantly, like you receiving the sign for your soul path, knowing you're on your soul path, knowing you are moving in the right direction. Now, like I said, I'm so excited because this is a topic I absolutely love to discuss. If you caught day 1 and day 2, I was talking a little bit more about like emotional wellness, which again, another topic I love, but the spiritual connection, there's something that awakens within me whenever I discuss spirituality, connecting with the universe, signs, messages, spirit guides, angels, intuition, all of that goodness, and like following the voice of your soul, living with soul purpose. There's just this, I don't know, this divine, sacred energy that moves through me whenever I am talking about this kind of topic. So I'm really excited to be here today with you, sharing. Now, today's topic, as I already mentioned, is about receiving signs and messages. Now, the reason why I think this is important to continue to discuss, right? Especially if you're in this spiritual conversation, you probably see a lot of people talking about signs and messages and synchronicities. But the reason why it's really important is because there's so many times in life that we can feel uninspired, we can feel disconnected, and we can feel like we're being pulled in a million different directions, right? If you have a lot of things going on at once, or you're completely drained energetically and you know that you need to focus on this, but you're distracted and this is going on. It's just this like upheaval, this like chaos. Signs, messages, synchronicities are a beautiful tool to help you kind of realign yourself, to allow that energy of inspiration to flood your life and to really feel connected again. Now, I have a question for you. What if there was an easy and simple way to truly feel like everything was working out for you? What if there was an easy and simple way to truly feel like everything was working out for you? Wouldn't you be at so much more peace? Wouldn't you enjoy the present moment so much more? Wouldn't you feel like fulfilled and joyous if you knew that everything was working out for you? You would actually be able to sit back and enjoy your life. Worry, doubt wouldn't consume you anymore. Now, the beautiful thing is that there is a simple, easy way for you to truly feel like everything is working out. And in connection with the universe, in connection with spirit, source, God, creator, higher power, whatever you want to call energy, part of this simple, easy way is receiving signs, messages, and synchronicities. The reason why we worry and we doubt is because there is so much that is unseen. There is so much that is unknown. And so we question, we second guess, and then, we start to become insecure and maybe even have imposter syndrome in our journey. Is this the right path? Am I making the right choices? How do I know that this is going to lead me where I'm meant to go? And because of this unseen, unknown, we get distracted and we get overwhelmed. But the beautiful thing is that in this universe, there is energy that is constantly moving. Energy is constantly moving, yet it is unseen. And so because it is unseen and unknown, you become uninspired, you become disconnected, you become overwhelmed by the million different things pulling you in different directions. Receiving a sign, message, or synchronicity in your life is physical proof. It is physical proof in this reality, something that you can connect to with your 5 physical senses, that things are happening in the unseen. Everything is working out. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that we are here to learn in our journey, is that the ability to trust that things are working out for your highest good, even when you can't see it. And that's when signs, messages, and synchronicities kind of takes over. So I had a client recently who brought this up, which is why I wanted to bring the topic forward for you. Even though I've talked about it many times, I will continue to talk about it because it's so important. Now, my client recently shared that she was uninspired and she had a bunch of things on the go, and she couldn't maintain a feeling of grounded focus and peaceful alignment. So she didn't feel grounded, she didn't feel focused, she didn't feel peaceful, and she didn't feel aligned. And she wanted to become uplifted and to know that the universe has her back. So she knew that it was time to receive a sign, and so she began asking the universe for daily inspiration through this season of life that she's moving through. But she wanted to make sure that she wouldn't miss it. And she wanted to know exactly how to ask for the right sign. And so this is what I told her. I want to share with you in case you ever find yourself in this place. So to receive a sign, message, or synchronicity, to know you are on your path, the universe wants you to hear this. Number 1, be unique and specific in what sign you are asking for. Be unique and specific. Now, the reason why being unique and specific is because you want to make sure that it's something you don't see all the time. Because if it's something you don't see all the time, then you will know it's a sign. Right? So you don't want to ask your sign to be, let it be a partially cloudy day today, right? Because then you're going to question it. You're going to question, did I actually manifest that sign, right? So if it's unique and specific, the moment that it pops up in your physical reality, you're going to say, oh my gosh, that sign came to me. Now, another key is because our devices are listening to us, a lot of people question whether or not their sign was a universal sign if they physically say it out loud, because they're like, well, I said it out loud, so of course my phone is going to show me an ad that had that sign in it, right? So what I've been practicing over the last couple months is just saying my sign in my head, talking to my divine team and asking for that sign in my head, in my thoughts, so my devices can't hear me, and just letting it show up in whatever way. So I want to give you a couple examples so you can kind of see how this plays out. So there's one time that I asked to see a woman with butterfly wings on her. So I didn't want just a butterfly. I wanted a woman that had butterfly wings on her body. And I was just open to whatever that looked like or whatever that came up with. But it was unique, a woman with butterfly wings, and it was specific. And so the reason why I was asking for this sign is because I was wanting to build trust in myself that I am on the right path. So I literally said to my divine team, I'm asking for a sign that I'm on the right path and I can continue to trust myself in the way that I'm leading myself. So please send me a woman with butterfly wings on her. Okay? That was 4 weeks ago. And I have consistently seen different forms of a woman with butterfly wings every couple of days. I have seen tattoos of butterflies on a woman's skin. I have seen images of women that have butterfly wings coming out, like graphic, like drawings, paintings. I have seen a person wearing like those butterfly wings. I have seen women wearing t-shirts with butterflies on them. I've seen women wearing pants with butterflies on them. Like there are so many different iterations that I have seen of this sign, and every single time I see it, I recognize that's my sign. So it's kind of one way that I was unique and specific. Now, recently, I've asked for another sign. And so this sign I have asked for as a sign that money is flowing into my bank account. So I know a lot of you out there are probably manifesting money and abundance, financial abundance. And so this is something that I asked for. I wanted a sign that was a sign that money was flowing into my bank account. I didn't want to focus on how money was coming in, where it was coming from, who it was coming. I just wanted a physical sign in my reality that was just saying flowing into my bank account. So whenever I see this sign, it's a moment for me in my bank account, right? So my sign was a giraffe. And I didn't say it out loud. I didn't tell anyone. I said it in my head. And the interesting thing is, because I don't see giraffes very often. Now I see butterfly on women all the time. But giraffes are not something that I see regularly. And so I asked for that sign, and then I went about my day, and I was watching a YouTube video. I follow this sailing YouTube channel. And so I was watching this family that sails, and it was nice, and I was just, expecting them to sail, be on the ocean, enjoy. And then all of a sudden in the video, they go to the zoo, and the very first animal that they show in the video is a giraffe. And it's like a split second. Like the giraffe is there, and then it's gone, and then mainly at the zoo, they're talking about goats and sheep and stuff, which is funny because I didn't know that like sheep were in a zoo. Anyways, besides the point. Yeah, like I was not expecting them to go to the zoo at all. Like there was nothing about the title in the video that said that they were going to the zoo. There was nothing to make me think I would see a giraffe in this video. I was literally just enjoying this video, enjoying following along, and all of a sudden there was a giraffe. And so that happened about a week ago. And so today, this morning, I remembered my giraffe sign. And so I kind of was like, oh yes, my giraffe sign. I would love to see that again. Like send me another giraffe. And then I kind of just let it go, forgot about it, and got busy doing whatever I was doing. I think I was scrolling on Pinterest. And it was literally 2 minutes later. I'm just scrolling on Pinterest, reading quotes, seeing beautiful photos of like the mountains and beautiful homes. And all of a sudden, there's an image of a giraffe. And I thought, well, there we go, more money in my bank account. So the beautiful thing about those moments of asking for those very simple but unique and specific signs is that the moment that it appears in your reality, you get to take that second right there and go, the universe is showing me something in my physical reality based off of what I had already asked for. Right? Now, the reason why you're receiving the sign, maybe you're asking something specific like, you want to know if you should be looking for a different job. You want to know if you should be moving. You want to know maybe just some support to make a decision, right? Like the reason why you're asking for the sign is also important. But the energy behind why you're asking for the sign is either going to allow that sign to show up or not. So for instance, if I was asking for a sign if I should move, and I said to my divine team, like, send me a purple elephant if I should move. And then the rest of my day, I was in my head going, oh, should I really move? Like, is this something that I should do? I'm really not sure if it's the right choice. Like, oh, this is really hard. Now, the issue with that is I'm holding myself in an energy that doesn't feel good. I'm holding myself in an energy of doubt. And the universe feels that energy, right? And so sometimes what will happen is like you might not see the purple elephant, and not because you're not supposed to move, but because you are holding yourself in an energetic space that says like, I don't want to move, right? When you're worried, when you're questioning it, when you're doubting it, when there's just this heavy energy, it doesn't attract like new and uplifting energy. So the moment that I ask for a sign from the universe, I kind of check in with myself based off of, whatever it is that I'm asking that sign for. And I kind of make a note in that moment to feel into the energy that I desire to experience. So this is the second tip that I told my client, was that we need to feel into the energy when we receive the sign and when we ask for the sign. So basically, I'm asking for the sign and I'm feeling into this beautiful light energy and this beautiful uplifting, like, yes, like, oh, like, this, I'm feeling called to do this. I'm feeling called to receive this. I'm feeling called, and I just want that support. I want that support that this is the right direction for me to go in, right? Because that's why we're asking for a sign, is we feel called. Our intuition or our gut instinct is saying like, I feel like I'm on the right path, and I just want that universal support, knowing that the universe has my back and this is indeed the right path. So we need to get into that energy of like, okay, yes, if everything worked out, this is how I would feel. And I'm asking for a sign to flow into my life to prove to me that this is the path that I am being called on. And then when you receive that sign, it's again tapping into that energetic frequency of your desire. So as I move throughout my day, I notice if my thoughts are going to doubt, if my thoughts are going to fear or to worry, and I say, I take a deep breath and I say, I already asked for a sign. I already asked for the sign, and I need to have patience that the universe is going to bring that sign to me, right? And you can even put a time frame on it if you really want to. Don't make it like 15 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour. Make it like a day, 2 days, 3 days, right? If you're, the longer that you're making it, 3 days a week, you're basically saying, show me the sign as many times as you can in this week-long period. Right? Just to give yourself kind of a basis, so when your mind goes back into worry, when your thoughts go back into doubt, you can catch yourself in that moment and you can say, you know what, Sydney, I've already asked for a sign. I've given a time frame. I'm going to take a deep breath. I am going to breathe out these worries, breathe out these doubts, and trust that the sign is going to come to me in the right way, right? So that is tip number 2, is really taking that moment when you see the sign and when you ask for the sign to breathe deeply and feel into that universal power that is in that sign. Okay. The third thing that I told my client was about synchronicities. Now, this one is huge. This one can really change your perspective on life and your ability to receive the support, the guidance, and the clarity. Synchronicities could be somebody else receiving what you've asked for. Okay? If you're manifesting something, or you asked for a sign, or whatever, you want something in your life, if you see somebody else receive that, the universe is proving to you that it is possible to receive that, right? Oftentimes we become doubtful and we become worried and we second guess things because we don't see them in our physical reality, right? That unseen, unknown energy. And so the more often that we can build trust that it is coming, it is happening, it is on your path, the more our energetic frequency and the vibration that we embody allows for energy to flow into our life, right? Doubt, worry, second guessing, it's very resistant, very heavy, dense energy. And so when you're carrying that dense energy, it's a lot harder for more energy to flow into your body and to flow into your life. So when you recognize that you're in that dense, heavy energy, it's a great opportunity to cleanse and to come back into something that feels better. And the way that you can come back into something that feels better is you can ask for signs and messages. And you can start to notice and become aware of the synchronicities that are popping up in your life. So let's say you're manifesting $10,000. As you are kind of moving $100,000, $1 million, whatever it is that you're manifesting. I just picked a random number. Whatever it is that you're manifesting. If you're scrolling on Instagram or Pinterest, or you're watching TV or whatever, anytime you hear somebody say or you see the words of that dollar amount, 10,000, 100,000, a million, and it doesn't, like, if you're watching the news, it might be like, so-and-so lost $1 million. Don't get caught up on the lost. Acknowledge $1 million. Right? We're not getting caught up on what that person is experiencing or what is. We're just acknowledging that the dollar amount that I am manifesting or I am calling into my life is showing up in my reality, right? So, maybe you're manifesting to fall in love and find your soulmate. Maybe you're manifesting grandchildren or whatever that looks like. If you see somebody else experiencing that thing, or you hear those words being spoken, or you're reading a book that has it, take a moment and acknowledge, this is a synchronicity. This is something that I am calling in, and the universe is putting it into my physical reality as driftwood, as proof that my manifestation is indeed on its way to me, right? So the more your desire shows up in your physical reality, even if it's in someone else's life, it is the universe showing you what's possible. Okay, so the last thing that I kind of want to note about signs, messages, and synchronicities is, being able to interpret and decipher the meaning. Because sometimes you ask for a sign, and sometimes you haven't asked for a sign, but something has caught your attention, and you are like, I think that's a sign. I think that that's a sign. So often you go, what does it mean, right? The best thing that you can do is grab your journal and just kind of write out different ideas that you have and what you think it means, because that really builds your own intuition and your own ability to interpret and decipher messages from the universe. You can also look up online, spiritual message of, but it's really good to kind of tap into yourself and to kind of start to acknowledge what that means. Sometimes it might take a day or two in order to figure out what it means for you in your life. And signs can grab your attention at any time, right? When I was 16 years old, I was definitely spiritual in some ways, but I wasn't like deep into my spiritual journey. I'd just been awakened to, intuition and animals and connecting with Mother Earth and all that. And so when I was 16 years old, I went on a canoe trip, and I went into the forest to go to the bathroom, and I came across this, a deer antler. And I grabbed it and I said, oh my gosh, this is a sign from the universe. And again, at that time, I didn't really go deep into it. But now I carry this as a token from the earth, from the universe, from the deer, as sacred medicine in my life, as a sign that deer is always with me. Deer is a very compassionate, loving energy. And so whenever I look at this on my desk, I'm reminded that the universe sent this to me as a sign, right? Even though I received it, 17 years ago or however long ago that was, it's still a sign in my daily life because I received it. Now, another sign that I've received recently is this eagle feather. And if you can see, it's quite dirty. So I received this eagle feather on a walk recently. And it was actually stuck in the mud. And so upon deciphering the message, right, eagle is all about trust, seeing life from the bigger picture. You might not have everything planned out. You might not know all the little steps, but you can kind of zoom out. You can see from a higher perspective that it is working out. And so that allows you to build trust. Now, this eagle feather was in mud and it was super dirty. And I tried to wash it. I tried to wash the mud off, but some of it is a bit stained. And so when I was deciphering the message, it was a reminder that I've been stuck in the mud because I was definitely in a very heavy, dense energy for the majority of March, and it was really challenging. And receiving this sign, this message from the universe was reminding me of like, I know you're stuck in the mud right now, and you can trust. It is working out. So that is a message from the universe for you right now. You might feel stuck in the mud. You might feel like very heavy and in this dense energy. But the reminder is coming in for you that everything is working out for your highest good. It truly, truly is. And so being able to surround yourself with people who are in this spiritual conversation, people who have an uplifting energy, it's going to be more beneficial to you because it's going to help you to cleanse out any of that heaviness that you're feeling, so you can kind of bring in that inspiration again. You can start to feel grounded in presence, and you can start to feel connected to your spirit and to the universe. So I really hope that this teaching has helped you better understand receiving signs, messages, and synchronicities for your life, especially when you're feeling uninspired or disconnected. If you enjoyed this, please give it a good old thumbs up. Drop a comment below. Let me know what signs you've been receiving lately, especially if you're struggling to decipher what that sign means. Drop a comment below. Let me know what the sign was and that you're interested in maybe my interpretation of the sign for you. That is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on Monday when I am back for another live. Until then, sending you so much love and light.